Hey, I'm down here today with Fred Wimmer, and we've been looking at the side of this aircraft crash, and he's got this awesome detector that comes from the Aussie Detectorist store. So if you need a detector, you know where to go. J-Car. No, I'm kidding. Aussie Detectors. Go. Thanks, Fred. Hey Geo Nerds, we're here today at Burbank, again, at the crash site of VHUSE. And this time I've been escorted in by a very kind man called Fred Wimmer, who was the man who discovered this site. And he has brought me to it. Behind me you'll see the memorial on the tree to the people who died here on that day. And we're going to have a look at the impact site, the crater. We've already found a few bits and pieces lying around. But no, I'm not going to show you where it is exactly or how to get here because, you know, a lot of people died here that day, and I'm going to video it so you don't have to tromp all over it's not their grave sites, but the place where they died with your big 10-6 camping boots. So let's go and have a detailed look at it. Fred's going to do a bit of metal detecting too, see what else we find. Anyway, let's get to it. Well folks, here we are. This is VHUSE. This is the aircraft that crashed. This is at Archerfield, parked out in front of the Qantas hangar. And yeah, that's as good as it ever looked after that. Here it is a few days later. This is the site we're on with Fred today, having a look. This is the exact site. As you can see, this thing came in vertically because its tail separated in flight. Came in like a lawn dart. But it didn't catch fire. It didn't burn. But there's a mystery. Stick around till the end and I'll tell you, there's some shenanigans going on here, even back then. Anyway, let's get to the site and look at what's left of the hull. Well folks, I'm just going to show you that little crater behind that tree is where the fuselage went in. This trench you see along here is the left wing and the engines, and the right wing came off and landed further off in the scrub over there. So really that's it. You know, there's a lot of stuff. You can have a look at my old video on how it came in. It's pretty accurate from what Fred and I have just discussed. The tailplane section that broke off landed a few hundred metres from here downrange, and from that moment on these poor guys had no hope. They were just going looking for a place to die. Anyway, so let's have a bit of a look at these, a closer look at some of these holes. Could be rocks. A bit of strapping. Bit of strapping off mooring rim. Or maybe a belt or something. There you go. Another relic recovered. Yeah, it's one of the shocks to me on this site is how much broken glass there is.
How much, yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. And after
how
the rain,
shattered
it
it is, how,
gets,
even the thick bits, how...
glass, it's like 10 mils thick, is shattered into little diamonds. It's absolutely catastrophic. Eyelets, charcoal, more bits of aluminium with screws in it. Folks, here's a story about a man named Fred. Detector in his hand and an idea in his head. Engines screaming from ghosts on high. Fred unleashed details of a forgotten struggle in the sky. A pilot's name badge, old and frayed. Whispers of a life unplayed. Fred the hunter of forgotten things brought forth these memories on golden wings. Maybe in unearthing what was lost, they'll now find peace, but at what a cost. Forever remembered, but no longer lost. Well, folks, what can I say? It's a great day out there with Fred. Very generous of him to give me his time like that and to share it with all of us. Now, I said before, we're not going to show the exact location. You know what, people going in there ripping the site apart. It is an archaeological site and people died there, so you know, and there's still a lot of relics there that have not been recovered. So if they're going to be recovered, they're going to be recovered by someone that really knows what they're doing. So anyway, what have I got to say about this site? Well, obviously, I've done a video on this, and I'll put a link in the description. It goes into a lot more detail than this video is going to. But something that's come out of this that really concerns me. This aircraft crashed. On the day after its crash, they burnt the site and the aircraft. Before even the DCA, the Department of Civil Aviation, had time to inspect the aircraft, the wreckage was destroyed. Obviously the bodies were removed, that was paid respect. Why? Why? That's all I ask. Now, there were 2 American pilots on board, 2 American military people on board, sorry, not pilots, and yeah, big deal. I think that's a big thing. Who would have made the decision to do that? Well, it wouldn't have been the DCA because they hadn't arrived yet. It wouldn't have been the local coppers. It's almost certainly QANTAS. Somebody took a crap load of diesel to that site, poured it on the wreckage and all over the scrub around it. They burnt an area that's visible from an aerial photography map a year later. And they burnt the whole area. Now why? Why would they do that? And who would do it? Well, the most likely suspect is QANTAS. They've been very quiet on this, by the way. They've been approached to see if they're interested in putting a memorial up for these people. You know, 2 of their staff and 9 of their customers. No reply. No reply at all. So really, what we've got is a situation where, you know, we don't have a statute of limitations in Australia. If you find out a crime has been committed, even if it was 80 years ago, if the evidence is there, they're nailed. It's that simple. So, hey QANTAS, why don't you give up one of your morning teas at your directors' meetings and build these people a memorial down there, something permanent, a proper path in there that preserves the site and people can go and see it, because these 11 people are related now to thousands of people. They just are. And 2 of them are your employees. And the really sad bit is, you knew these aircraft were shitboxes. You've already crashed them. And after this one, you downed them, you stopped flying them because they're garbage. You know, there's a little baby of this aeroplane called a Dragonfly. It's a twin engine version of it. Quite a few of them flying in the world nowadays, actually, been restored and whatever. Do you know how many of these shitboxes there are flying? None. Even the test pilots were scared of them. So, you know, this was just undercooked engineering that cost these and many other people around the world their lives. Hundreds of people. So QANTAS, you knew about this. You did nothing about it. DCA too, now CASA, you knew about it, nothing about it. You did something when this one crashed. So yeah, I think somebody should start showing these people some respect, because, you know, the word murdered is a pretty big word. But I think their chances of surviving, and I suspect the aeroplane might have been just a little bit overloaded. Full fuel, 11 people on board with 9 packs, and a bunch of freight as well. Oh, that's a lot for this aeroplane, it really is. and the weather was absolute garbage. And these aeroplanes, these cloth cutter aeroplanes, when they get wet, their performance drops off. So everything was stacked against them. The American Navy have a saying, they don't have accidents, they have mishaps, because they're caused, and they are. There's always a chain of events, and the chain of events here leads back to de Havilland, of course, who no longer exist, but it goes through Qantas, it goes through the Department of Civil Aviation, and these pilots were blameless. They did their job, they did what they were paid to do. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. Anyway, thank you, Fred. It was a great day out, and it was a pleasure to meet you. He's given me a lot of information. I may do some more on this yet. And thank you to all your new subscribers. It really is quite humbling. And thank you to all existing subscribers who keep watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. Still about 60% of you aren't subscribed, so come on. You know where all the cool people are. They're over on the T-Rox channel. Hit that subscribe button and smash that little like button if you can. Somehow the algorithm appreciates it. I'm not sure why. Anyway, you know what I'm going to say. Keep rocking. T-Rox out.